We ready. Well, come on. We ready. Y'all ready? They ready. We ready. We ready.
What up, what up, what up? This is Andrea 3 Stacks, and this is a brand new show called Overly Conversated. Thank you for joining us. If you understand the title of the show, then we already fuck with you. Why? Because it means that you probably know hip-hop the way we do. We just really fuck with this. We get so excited. We still buy albums. We go to the store. We read the credits. We go in on album catalog, conversations, and things like that. It's just our favorite thing in the world. So thank you for tuning into this very first episode. Considering that, like, we're just going to have a lot of fucking fun, okay? We're going to talk about top 10 albums of the year. It's been a while since, it's going to be a lot of fucking music to discuss. This year was crazy. It was just a lot. It was kind of oversaturated. But we are going to go into that. And we're going to be talking about... What else are we going to be talking about? Oh, one of our favorite albums that had a lot of special meaning to us this year. So it may get a little bit sentimental. So, all right, let me just do a quick intro. As I said, my name's Andrea 3 Stacks, and I have a background in hip-hop journalism. I have had the honor of working with places like Revolt TV, Only Hip Hop Facts, Hip Hop DX, and man, it's been crazy. Like, I've been able to interview some really big names like Snoop, Pusha T, Big Sean, The Game, the list goes on, but it's just a blessing. It's a blessing. And fun fact about me, I was 15 years old when I created a website on Eminem, and then it actually helped me meet him and get a job at Interscope Records, which is crazy. So, yeah, let's go. Who else we got in the building? We got Santino.
What up, y'all? I'm Santino. Everybody calls me Tino, a.k.a. MC Naughton, a.k.a. Buttermilk Jesus, a.k.a. Silverback Bam Bam, and the B is for how we be bullin'. I don't really have a background in hip-hop anything. I just really love the music. I do a lot of videography and photography work. So I guess I shoot a lot of music videos. I'm constantly around music. I've always engulfed myself into the culture. And I've done work with complex networks, building my own company right now. Just started one called Verse Play, where we actually analyze flow and rhyme schemes of fire verses in hip hop. So if y'all missed a Check the Rhyme Verse that Rap Genius used to do, please check us out. You will love it.
Yay. We got Enrique as well.
What's good? My name is Enrique. Everybody just call me Reek, R33KZ. I'm from Dina. And, I don't really have a background in hip-hop. I just super nerded out about it. And, I'm just here to stay facts. Talk facts, fam.
In your opinion. We got Vicky.
Already
talking shit.
It's already started.
I'm Victoria, a.k.a. Victron, a.k.a. Lady V, a.k.a. whatever else you want to call me. I have a background that too now. But yeah, I started actually in sports journalism, but I moved over to music journalism, so I've been doing that for about 4 years now. I'm from Denver, but been here in LA for about 3 years. Went to school at the U, so you know what that is. Just here to have fun, and yeah, it's good.
Yay! This took so long to happen. I'm really excited that it's fucking happening.
This is crazy.
And shout out to DJ Drawlix here.
DJ Drawlix in the house.
He came through. We got an official DJ.
He got the ice on the neck, the fronts in the mouth. Cooling, bro.
So official.
So official. This is wild. Thank you, Andrea.
Come on, all right.
It's crazy.
Let's jump into this.
I got a
Let's
big
jump
ass
into these
microphone in my
topics,
face and
guys.
shit.
Don't gas me up. All right.
No.
So, like I said, there's so much fucking music that came out this year. Who wants to start?
I guess.
Tino, you want to name some of the favorites?
Yeah. So I'm gonna start off with, I got a lot of honorable mentions. Should I? Yeah. Okay. I'll start off with I'll just read 10 for y'all. 10 honorable mentions.
Let's go.
So Jid's DiCaprio 2, honorable mention. Denzel Curry's Taboo. 21 Savage, I'm Greater Than I Was. Playboi Carti's Die Lit. Nipsey Hussle, Victory Lap. These next ones aren't hip hop. It's just albums I really loved. Car Seat Headrest, Twin Fantasy, Young Fathers, Cocoa Sugar, Charlotte Day Wilson's Stone Woman, and Son of Kemet, Your Queen is a Reptile. Those are a handful. I got a lot more, but yeah, those are a couple honorable mentions. So my top 10 for 2018, there was a lot and it was kind of hard to narrow down. It really, because like there were a lot of albums, but there were some that I didn't revisit. You know, just like they were kind of just like albums.
A lot were like that.
Yeah.
I listened to them once, literally once.
I found myself listening to shit last year more than I did from shit this year, but that's a whole nother conversation. So number 10 is Tierra Whack's Whack World.
Love it.
Number 9 is Earl Sweatshirt, Some Rap Songs. Number 8 is Vince Staples, FM. Hey. Number 7 is...
Vic loves Vince Staples, for the record. Anytime we mention Vince Staples, she's probably going to be like super smiley and shit.
Number 7 is Saba's Care For Me. Number 6 is No Name, Room 25. Number 5 is Mick Jenkins, Pieces of a Man. Number 4 is JPEG Mafia, Veteran. Number 3 is Pusha T, Daytona. Number 2 is Quell Chris and Jean Grey with Everything's Fine. And number 1,
Kids See Ghosts.
Kids See
I
Ghosts.
knew it. Hey,
it got knocked out as the year progressed. It was like those two albums were like neck and neck, and I was like, I just found myself going back to Kids See Ghosts more.
It's an amazing album.
Kids See Ghosts is fire.
That's just like there's no problems with that album. There's no flaws to me.
It's good. It's so fresh. It's so original. Everybody came to par with the rapping and on the production. Cudi is humming again. It was beautiful.
There was some like Reborn. Like I would have never thought out of we didn't even know they were gonna come together again ever, and for them to put something like so uplifting and gospel like, and the gospel versions I've seen online, I would love to see that shit too.
Oh, when they was performing with the choir, right?
Yeah,
that was crazy.
That
Reborn
looked nuts.
That's wild. Yeah.
I think that was at the Kardashian Christmas party.
Still counts.
Boo, but still, like, I want to see that shit. It was a great album, and you said Mick Jenkins. I really liked Mick Jenkins' album.
I was so happy because I felt like the healing component, he did not come through for me.
No, he didn't. It was really disappointing. No, I mean I liked it, but it wasn't the Waters or Waves.
For me, it was overwrought. It was boring. It was mad preachy, and I just could not rock with it in any way, shape, or form.
But I love Mick Jenkins, so I feel bad. Like, I'm not here to bash on Mick Jenkins, but the new project is just so much better.
He came through with this, and I also like what he was saying with it. It was like, you don't really know who I am. You guys just know what I show you. Like, there's so much, there's deeper shit than just like what you guys see on social media, at the shows, even in my music. Like, there's so many layers to an individual. Yeah, it's a good album.
Even what he did with like the mirror and stuff, like in the promotional stuff, was really cool to make that point of like what you see or what you. Yeah, that was cool.
And Whack World, I also loved, as you know.
Fire.
That video.
Yo, the album's fire, son.
No, that video was crazy because the visuals were just like, where is this going now? And I mean,
it honestly gave me like reminiscent of Missy Elliott stuff.
Why are you stealing my lines? Like, I've been saying that. I've been saying that. Because I said it first. We've been friends, and I believe I had that concept. I came up with that idea, but you can roll with it. That's fine. But honestly,
I'm pretty sure everybody who's a hip hop fan saw that. She act like she.
Whatever.
She patented and shit. I got the papers.
I have the receipts. I have the receipts. I did say that shit because I loved it. And Mumbo Jumbo was crazy too. Yeah. That's when I first was like, who is this? And then that came out. I was like, oh shit, I fucked with
I'm definitely looking forward to it.
It was such a good album. And even the 1 minute for each song, the track length, it kind of grew on me. When it first came out, I was like, it left me wanting more. But as I kept revisiting the album, I became accustomed to it. And it was just so fresh. It was so funny. There was so much personality. She was rapping. It was really
her writing is nice too. Like
her flow is tight.
Yeah, she finds her pockets. Like, yeah, she's ill.
I love that in the pocket. What else did you have on your list? What else should we discuss? What other?
Did any of y'all listen to Saba's Care For Me?
I did. I only listened through it one time through though.
I never did get around to it.
The crazy thing is, I actually been meaning to revisit that album. I just haven't got a chance to. But it's when I listened to it, I thought it was dope.
Yo, I love that album just because of like how personal it was, and like I recently lost a friend like summer 2017. And just like what he was talking about in that album was just like I was able to connect with so much. Like literally the opening line on the very first song is "I'm so alone." And when you're in that moment of loss in any form, whether it's a relationship, death, whatever it is, any form of loss, you do feel alone, because it's like you don't want to bother anyone with your emotions. You don't want to bother anyone with what you have going on. And unknowingly, we like push people away in feeling that. And I feel like he also like clarified, like, it doesn't get easier. Like, it can only get harder. Like, I feel like the hardest thing about like loss and mourning is when you really like something good happens, right? You get a promotion, you might have got proposed to, you're having a kid, just something great in your life is happening. And you run to tell them.
Great life events.
You run to tell them because you're like, yo, I know. You're like, yo, I know that they're gonna be like so happy to hear this. I know that they're gonna want to celebrating with me and everything. And you go to do it, and all in one moment, it just crashes because you're reminded they're not there to experience that with you anymore. They're not there to share those emotions with you anymore.
Oh man, this got real sad. Oh my god,
That
we
was
should
like
talk about
the
albums,
background
bro.
soundtrack for those feelings for you, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But that's
So
like you want them to
about
share
music.
your joy.
Yeah, like it just really helped me out with that a lot. So that's why I love that. I love the album a lot.
Damn, I gotta listen to it.
Very
Crazy.
good. And JPEG Mafia's album was just so original, so fresh. I felt it reminded me of an exaggerated version of myself because of how angry it was and politically charged it was.
Well,
and,
you
like,
know I'm always for that like rebel shit. Like,
Yeah.
coming from the
Renegade.
fan, like always
Yeah, that's-
anti anything.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like he's who we want to be. He's just like super open about it because, you know, a lot of people like to hide their political views and don't want to turn up. I feel like he's the person who does it for us.
Fuck you, Peggy. We love you.
Yeah, Vince Staples.
No,
is
you
just
were
a fun
crazy.
album.
We went to the JPEG show
Yeah,
and
that
this
was
man
lit.
was just
Yo, if y'all don't know
all
Santino,
over the place.
anything has to do with a turn up,
Santino
Tino, you
can
need to
go
bring Tino.
hard.
He's in the middle and he's going dumb. Like
I was in the back. I was like, no, I'm not trying to get trampled.
No.
Stupid though. Stupid. If you like
His
moshing,
live show is nuts.
if you like moshing, like getting buck in the crowd, his shows is definitely something you need to experience. It's definitely an experience.
I love that album too, for the very reasons.
Push
It's
it.
unconventional beats and just
Super.
fucking wild.
Yeah, wild. And then Pusha T's Daytona, amazing. He was
There
so
are no flaws on that.
he was so
album either.
commanding. Like his voice just called you on every single track. His rapping, that one bar I love when he says, "If you ain't energized by like the bunny for drug money or been paralyzed by the sight of a drug mummy, this ain't really for you. This is for the goy your mom told you, who told me not to
Okay,
stop and
Santino.
afforded me all the lawyers." Yo,
Pusha Jr.
yo, the games we play, probably my song of the year. Like that song, ooh.
That's a hard.
Yo, yeah, great album. But I've been talking a lot. Someone else go. Let me hear someone else's list.
You want me to go?
Let's hear it, Vic.
Okay, well, I'll just give a little preface that I do this list at the end of the year, so these I just copied and pasted. And the ones that didn't make the list that like I probably should have woven in, Meek Mill Championships. I feel like he just brought something really special with that, and Meek has really just like had a good year of like I never even rocked with
For the
Meek, like I
culture.
never cared about him, but now it's just cool to see him like shining and being himself. I also like JID DiCaprio too. I have to shout out my homie TF. He dropped his Everything Scandalous album. That was fire. My top 10, I got Flatbush Zombies, Vacation in Hell, Derek Minor, The Trap, Mick Jenkins, Pieces of a Man, J. Cole KOD at 7, TDE Black Panther at 6, Lil Wayne C5 at number 5, ASAP Rocky Testing at 4, J-Rock Redemption at 3, Vince FM at 2, and then I also had Kids See Ghosts at 1. Even like when Kids See Ghosts came out, I was like, oh, this is so fire, but I thought something would top it, and nothing ever topped it. So I was like, you know, it's a good balance of like spiritual and braggadocious and like, yeah. Does anybody want to talk about any of those? Or I don't know, what did you guys like?
What stood out to you guys?
Um,
We haven't talked about Vince.
Yeah, we can talk about
I
Vince
fuck with
now.
Vince. I think that it's a great project. It was only like 22
minutes.
And the little storyline was funny.
Yeah,
Like,
he got Big
names letters
Boy.
with an
Like he
A, B.
really got Big Boy to do Big Boy. Like
right, and I also thought it was tight how he put those random interludes on there, like the Tiger interlude, because that's
yeah.
like a
Yeah, the
LA,
Earl.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Earl
the Earl
interlude.
interlude. That
Like
shit
I thought
hard,
that was
the little
tight.
snippets.
and even the game show in the middle, like 7V names.
That was
I was like,
He couldn't name
he
one.
couldn't.
Hey,
Yeah,
is it
that
just
was
me or
so
every
funny.
time that part come on, you try to do it with them? I'm like,
Yeah, I brainstorm all these.
His last project was Big Fish Theory, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
See, and I wasn't a
didn't fuck with
big
it?
fan of it like that. So this one actually was like, okay, this is where I like.
I actually like
This was
that
very
album.
West Coast.
I don't hate
loved
it.
the
I don't
Big
hate
Fish
it.
Theory.
Experimental
I thought
and
it was
fun.
so
Yeah, I don't hate
good.
Big Fish Theory. I think it's cool. I just didn't feel it as much as I like this one.
Yeah,
this one was
I
very
really,
West
really
Coast.
fucked with.
Like
Yeah.
he had
Yeah.
he had like J Rock, Kamaya, Kehlani. He had all the features on there too. Like, and
I
the
liked it a lot,
production,
too.
Fun is so groovy.
No,
and
for real.
So
That
funky
video's
fresh.
the
And the
Google
video.
Maps
Oh, the
was
Fun
genius.
music video
Senorita
was so
Fun
was
sick.
Fire.
Yo, that was so
Senorita Part
sick.
2. Yeah. So that was
And the
good.
E40 drop, of course, you know, I was like,
E40,
okay, it's
yeah.
official now.
Yeah.
Shout out Uncle
Very
Earl.
West
Shout out Uncle Earl.
Shout out Uncle Earl.
Bodie Water.
You gotta
Help
do
one.
it for the culture. It was good.
Honestly, he's one of, how many decades in the game now?
So many.
The man since like the 80s,
You talking about E40? Bruh.
selling shit out the trunk. Like,
Man
he
was
is one
sick
of the
with it.
few
I
He's
just
still
found out that this
relevant.
man has a
And Too
wine,
Short, too.
a vineyard. This man has a
Earl
vineyard.
Stevens.
He has his
He's a
own.
business
He has,
man.
he has his own brand of 40s too, the 40 ounces. It's called the E40
Yeah.
40.
Yeah.
It's got like
Of
honey
course.
wheat in it. It's actually not bad.
Okay, did you have some? Like,
Yeah, no, I did. No,
I'll
my
fuck with his wine.
my friend had one and it was just chilling in my fridge because he left it. And I was like, let me see what this is about, and it wasn't too bad.
All right,
Yeah.
Santino, the
There you
cosign.
go.
It's called 40, you said?
It's just called
E40's
E40.
40.
All right,
I don't know.
cosign on the E40.
I don't really be drinking beer like that either.
Did you guys want to talk about J Rock at all? I feel like he had a crazy year
He
too.
never gets the love he
Just, like-
deserves, man.
And he was on the college football championship. Like he did their theme song. That was a moment. That
But
was so beautiful.
He did win out there with the brass band and the
Yeah,
drum line.
he
That shit was
did.
tight.
Yeah,
I think this is
a
like
bunch of things.
this J Rock album was so tight to me. I just think that he finally like this album was that album to be like, all right, J Rock he's one of them dudes that's out there, because I feel like he didn't get that respect. I always feel like he deserved that respect, but I think he got it with this album.
He put TDE on.
Yeah, TDE would not be
Hood gonna
TDE
love
without
it.
J Rock.
Like, that was the first time I heard J-Rock. It's like, finally, he has like a real album
Album.
that we can be like, see, he
we
is
can
tight.
be like, this is J Rock. Yeah, I was super excited for him to
I've
have
always
his
been
year.
like rooting
so.
for him.
Yeah, definitely.
He's really, his flows are super sick. And I know I always say King's Dead, but I fucking love that. And I know you hate it, Enrique. But that intro like, is so tight.
You know what's crazy
His
is so
flow
many
is
people
sick.
love that song, bro. Like,
It's
and
a good
song.
song.
I don't know what it is about them drums on that song. They
Mike
just
Will.
You don't
on
even
the
make
beat.
any sense.
I rock with that.
I love that it was
shit
nominated
hard.
for a Grammy too now.
That shit was hard.
So, Sob on Me Numb is Grammy
Yo,
nominated.
Future
drum-
was a genius for that shit.
the
That
drums on that
was
song
wild.
sound like
I know people hate that verse, and I was like, no, this
It's
I was
shit
like, that made the
is
song.
amazing.
It's so
Yo, that shit-
I
historic.
look forward to it. So shout out to J-Rock.
You can never say it normal. You gotta blend your voice with it too. You can't just say it in your voice.
No, you gotta.
That shit fire.
Yeah, I used to annoy people at work.
we know what y'all do in the shower when y'all.
No, at work. At work. They were like, what are you doing? What is it?
Yeah, I be singing my heart out in the shower.
I
Bro.
knew he was
I
gonna
know,
say
he's
something.
a type. He's a type.
You
No
be singing-
shame.
Bro, I be singing Frank Ocean. I be like, it's hello,
Oh
man,
my
and the
goodness.
city's on fire. Yo, what the hell? If you don't sing in the shower, there's something wrong with you.
I'll bring up one that I know we're all divided on. I loved Testing, but no one else liked it.
Hey, hold on. I like testing. I like testing.
Where?
See?
Where? Where
I'm
they
not
do that?
alone. I'm not alone, world.
I
That was a
actually,
great
it's crazy because I
album.
could ride with testing. Like, I like
You
driving
could.
and listening to my music. So,
Ladies and gentlemen,
Boo.
Santino McNaughton.
Do not
And I'd like to
co-sign
say,
this.
testing was trash.
It was not. It was like you have to listen. I mean,
I did. Unfortunately, I could
know.
barely make
I
it
tried.
through.
I tried.
I
I
we're
tried.
tried.
not.
one
We're not
time.
gonna get anywhere in this conversation.
one
But it's
time.
funny to talk
Just
about.
was not the one, and I
love
liked his
it.
last
I listened to
album
it
a
today
lot,
just
and
for
this let me
fun.
down.
Just because it's a
Buckshot was
vibe. Buckshot.
Buckshot was the only
Can
song
we
I
talk
rocked
about
with. But
Praise
even
the
then, I don't
Lord
go back.
and how Skepta?
The one that I thought was like world music with the flute.
It's like world.
But it's so fire.
Skepta sang
And the
that song. That shit was
They
hard.
grew on me.
And the
It rains
videos,
April.
ASAP Rocky's videos are unmatched.
Oh, by the way,
Like,
speaking of ASAP Rocky's videos, like, I think that, I was just talking to her about, I think that, music video culture is just like the art of it, if music videos is pretty much dead almost. Like people don't really pay attention because the attention span. But I do appreciate the fact that he goes out of his way to still make fire ass videos. All his videos are heat.
That's facts.
All of them.
And Kendrick and Dave Myers and the little homies. Like, though they're keeping it alive.
Facts.
It makes me happy when I see that. And I'm like, quality. And Travis Scott, too, though.
Yeah, Travis,
I
too.
feel like
Travis
he's
brings
really...
it. Travis brings it.
Excuse me, Santino. What are you?
The video director
shit
has
about
something
You don't
to
think
say.
Travis videos are dope?
That last one
he
dropped.
tried.
Sicko
I
Mode?
think at least tried.
Sicko Mode?
Oh, you talking about
Sicko Mode?
Yo's Meat.
Oh, Yo's
Oh, I know what you're talking about with the African. Like, I don't. They went to Africa.
somebody
and
was
shit.
a little
Is that what you're
weird.
talking about?
That one was a little weird.
Kid and he was walking like through the forest.
Yeah, that's the
and
one.
theme park turned up.
I saw that whack ass
disappointed
video.
me.
But no,
I give you
not
that.
that one.
I give you
That
that.
wasn't
I give
Dave
you
Myers
that.
though. It was
Listen to me.
forget
That
who
shit
did-
was buns.
Can't remember who that was.
You said
Grade
one?
A,
Grade A,
I'm
out
so
the gym, sweaty.
His other video, Stop Trying to Be God and Sicko Mode.
Sicko Mode was
Those
cool.
were.
I know why he's not going. I knew he was going to hate on Sicko Mode.
Sicko Mode was
There's a light
cool,
skinned
and-
guy in there he doesn't like.
I don't like him either. You already know my feelings.
That one light-skinned rapper.
Sicko Mode was
That
cool.
one
And then they
guy
started getting
who
extra
thinks
like.
He's an
Superman.
Like
Insta
Drake had
thotty.
was a light bulb and shit. I was like, all right, this is too much. It was cool the entire way, and then it got to Drake's verse, and then the video just started to decline for me.
I
And
love how
Stop-
Houston it is.
Stop Trying to Be God was too much too. It
That's
was
what
cool in the beginning.
I like too much. It's
I'm not-
visually stunning.
I'm not. I think my
You're
issue
just
is
not bored. You're
I'm-
like, oh, now what?
I'm not
Oh,
crazy
cool.
about like the oversaturating with effects and shit. Like I feel like it's just too many effects going on. It's not my thing.
Whatever. Like, I am co-signing the Travis video
You can
and Dave
co-sign the Travis
Myers
video?
and Lil Homies and K-Dot.
You can do all that shit.
That's my opinion, but I cannot co-sign
Okay.
testing though.
It's okay.
But
I'll rap testing.
it was
It's
just
okay.
like too much. But I appreciate the experimentation that he was doing something out the box. I always appreciate artists who do that, but it was a miss for me. Like, to me, JPEG was the win. Like, he was out the box, but that shit was fucking like
Facts.
amazing.
That shit was hard. That ODB loop, ridiculous.
Hey, JPEG, stop paying these people under the table to pull up, man.
Hey,
We know who you know. We know who has
it's not
connects
even
here.
that. It's not.
That's
Okay, let's set the record straight.
Well,
We'll set the record straight. Okay, so we know JPEG, but like,
I'm just kidding.
Hey, shout out to JPEG, by the way.
JPEG's dope.
Listen.
JPEG's dope.
Fun fact. So
We're
me
just
and
messing.
Santino met at a gallery event, and JPEG was there performing. He was a nobody at the time. We saw him perform. He
Yeah.
tore that shit down. It was like a little gallery, maybe like
Performing in
20
a
people.
crowd of like 20 people.
And he had his shirt off, sweating,
Jumping all over shit,
lying on the ground,
lying on the ground.
screaming like primal
I ain't gonna lie, that was
animal.
probably the
Going
most
for
live
it.
concert I've been to
Honestly.
in a really long time. Like JPEG.
So I've been following and respecting him. And
He's
he was
an
really
artist.
nice, and we love
Super
him.
chill dude. Like outside of his music, it's like, oh, this is the type of person you are, man. You're kind of cool.
He like
About the Blade
transforms
soundtrack.
into-
Like,
he be
we
listening.
fuck with
He be
that.
listening to Hanson and shit. I'm like, hey, this is my guy.
That's
I think he had Fiona
hilarious.
Apple the other day too, and I was
Oh
really
my
happy about
goodness.
that.
He what?
He had Fiona Apple on like his IG story.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I fuck with Fiona Apple.
Well-rounded.
Well-rounded guy.
Well-rounded.
Can't be mad at that.
What else can you ask for?
All right, what else did we want to discuss, Enrique? Did you want to share your
Give
Your
us your albums.
Yeah, I'm gonna go on my honorable mentions and I'm gonna give you all my top 10. So I like East Atlanta Love Letter by Black. And the reason why I kind of actually turned around and started liking it more because I went to see him perform. Sometimes just watching the artist perform like the songs it just sound bad. And just his fan base and how they vibe with it. I like seeing stuff like that. So I like that album. Astro World was cool. Shout out to Zero. I feel like a lot of people don't really understand like Travis samples a lot of stuff from Zero, and in that album I just thought of Zero when I listened to it. What else did I like? These are gonna be two off the wall ones. Jim Jones Wasted Talent album.
Oh, wow.
This year
Strawlix is
was
co-signing. He is not.
Fire. I don't care what if you haven't listened to Jim
random.
Jones' Wasted Talent album this year, it's heat, bro.
Jones dropped the album.
Jim
Yes.
Jones. We checking for Jim Jones in 2019, 2018.
Yes, that man was in his bag with that album. He was bars, greasy talk, like that Fly Harlem shit. Like I loved it. And then I also like Swizz Beatz' Poison album.
Yo, low key, I did too. And Nas is on there. And
Nas
shit.
is
I was
on
like,
there.
I'm old. I like Swizz Beatz.
And
Fuck
Jim
it.
Jones's verse on there was fire too. Nas's verse was fire on there.
And Wayne, Pistol, bro.
Yeah, Wayne's verse was fire on there. And Young Thug, he actually got Young Thug sounding clear. Like,
Wow.
That was like the
Ella
one Young
Twin
Thug
Thug.
song I didn't like. I was like, man, I did not like any of that shit. I was like, this is what y'all
It's like a
rocking
guilty
with?
pleasure for me, that Swizz Beatz album.
Swiss
I like it. People don't like Swizzy. It's,
I like Fetty, Alchemist, Freddie
that's
Gibbs,
on my list too.
Currency.
That shit was fire.
Who else? Drogus Wave by Lupe. I liked.
It was too long.
Shout out HICUH.
Shit was too long.
Yeah, I didn't even try to listen.
Iridescence was cool by Brockhampton.
Hey.
That's on my list too.
We out here.
We out here.
No.
Buddy's Harlan and
French
Alondra.
Chipotle.
Shout out Buddy. And then I guess
Buddy
for my
was dope.
I put Buddy too.
for my top 10, I'm gonna go with Drip Harder just because I've been following Baby for a minute, and I like Gunna, and I just thought that it was tight to see them young dudes come up, and I really like Drip Harder. It's something I can just like be on some stunt and shit. The Carter 5, I can't leave out Wheezy. I know that some people tried to hate.
Discuss that.
Legendary.
I know that people tried to, no, it's Wheezy. He got out of a deal and he dropped his, and his album wasn't even that bad. Like
I wasn't mad at it. I really liked Mona Lisa.
My favorite song to start this shit off right with Ashanti and the Manny Fresh beat. Like, you can't be mad at that.
I wasn't mad at it.
21 Savage's I Am, I Was is awesome.
Such a good album.
And I'm glad the fact.
Such a good album.
I honestly
Such a
haven't
great
sat and listened to
album.
that
Did
one
not
yet.
give
I
it a
have
Don't
to
act like
do
J.
it.
Cole didn't come through and just body his shit.
Who?
He
J.
did not.
Cole.
I'll give it to him. Hey, J. Cole did his thing on that. Hey,
Oh, are you
I
switching,
do not like J.
Santino?
Cole, but he came through on that verse.
thought
Oh,
you
they're
did his
friends
thing.
now and shit. Like Tino's like dick riding J. Cole.
She used my word against me.
No.
I feel so vulnerable.
I'm gonna go with Vince Staples' FM next. I'm gonna go with Mac Miller's Swimming. I gotta shout out Mac. Not even because like the fact that he passed away. Like I actually, this for me, this album was one of those albums where I kind of stopped listening to Mac until Divine Femme dropped, and then I was like, all right, I'm gonna check for the next project. And then I don't know, for whatever reason, I really liked What's the Use. And when this album dropped, I was just excited, and I ended up like really liking. I still like play that album a lot. And then I said, No Name would be next, Room 25. I think that her lyric, like her writing, she'll blaze every any rapper in the game right now. Just
The maturation of that album too, like from Telephone,
Phone.
that shit was crazy. Windows, like so beautiful. The strings on that, I was just like, oh,
She really
she's
came
grown
through.
with
She
it
really,
now.
She sounds so much more confident too. Like her
Mature.
voice is so much more apparent on the beat. Because before, a lot of times it played on the back on Telephone. It was almost like she was kind of shy. This one, she really like showed out and tried a lot of different things too.
And just like the soundscape of it is just
Yeah.
cohesive. It sounds good. Like it sounds lush.
Lush production on the No Name.
Yeah,
You know what? That shit was lush. That shit was lush.
We love Lush production.
Lush on the ears.
I'm gonna go with Meek Mill's Championships. After that, J Rock's Redemption. Number 2 is Kissy Ghost, and y'all already know my number 1.
Black
Lap.
Panther soundtrack.
No,
It's Victory
Nipsey
Lap.
Hussle Victory Lap.
Last time that I checked.
Last time that listen, man, I've just been so happy for Victory Lap and Nipsey this year. Like, I've been ratting about it all year. I'm glad it's gotten a Grammy. Super random side fact, real quick. Mixed by Ali, mixed Vince Staples' FM. He mixed Cardi B's Invasion of Privacy, and he mixed Nipsey Hussle's Victory Lap. All 3 of them albums is like up for Grammy. So if you're an artist, you need to go to Mixed by Ali.
Hey,
Style
that's
is a
fact.
legend. Like
Living
he's
legend.
Underground. Like he's yes.
Pretty ill.
But yeah, I really like the storytelling on Victory Lap. He got 1,500 and nothing, and Mike and Keys to do all the production. So like, there's live instruments in there. Like their ear for sound is just amazing. What else? And I just like the fact that within this year of rap, like this is probably the craziest year of rap I think ever, in my opinion, because I don't remember this many drops. Like the fact that Jay-Z and Beyonce got lost in the shuffle.
Ooh.
Like
I
the,
didn't even.
the fact that people were still talking about Victory
One time.
Lap and even mentioning it for a Grammy to me is tight. That means that it's a classic album. And it was a tight race between Kid See Ghost, because I think that Kid See Ghost is just one of those creative albums that like you just like creativity and just music, that's an album like that never gets old. Kanye, you know.
We're gonna call it a classic.
Huh?
Are we gonna call it a classic?
Give us some time. Let's give us some time to age.
Let's not be those
I'm gonna
people
say it again.
yet.
I'm gonna troll everybody. Daytona's a fucking classic. I'm saying it right now because I don't see any flaws. The more, and I keep going back to it, I don't see any problems with Daytona.
Oh, and I think
this is what I said about food and liquor, by the way. I told my friend, I knew like right when I heard it, I was like, this is a classic album.
Wow.
I was like, wait, that's a bold statement. No, it's not. And like, where are we now? That shit's a classic. I was right. Like, I just know it. I feel it in my heart.
And I forgot to mention Daytona. I think that was actually in my top 10. If I didn't say that, but Daytona's in there.
A must.
I was gonna say, I think I have to with Daytona. It's. I'm not gonna call it a classic yet, just because it's a lot of drug raps, and I feel like for a classic, it has to be like appeal to everybody content wise, like rap wise. Like yeah, it's a classic rap album for sure. I would say, but
the
like
clips.
See, that's.
I mean, I fuck with the clips too. Like that shit's classic to me.
But if you listen to Malice, he's over here talking about a lot of different elements, not just drugs all the time.
That's the argument I always get into when people try to say MF Doom isn't a legend, because he kind of has a niche kind of rap style. But the thing is he does. He has a certain style that he sticks to.
No, he does. But I'm saying like you can't say that someone can't be considered like a legend just because they have a niche rap style.
Yeah, because he doesn't really stray away from that, and that's an argument that I hear people try to make. But the thing is like when MF Doom gets on a track, you know it's MF Doom. Like he owns that style. Anyone that tries to step to him, whether it's on their track or anything like that, he usually bodies. Like he's the center of attention no matter what he steps on. So I feel like if you're mastering what you're doing, which is MF Doom in this case, his rap style, and Pusha T in the coke rap genre, like it's just, if you're not being touched in that area, yeah.
I think it depends on like who's calling them a legend too. Like
it's
if
subjective.
You don't really follow rap music, you might not know who MF Doom is. But like if you're a rap head, MF Doom's a legend. Like so Daytona might not be a classic album in like
the Drake
music
fans
history,
might not get it.
But,
you know, they're over here crying in the car at night listening to their albums, but they don't understand why this Pusha T album is fire.
Trying to say Pusha T was too disrespectful.
I'm just saying.
Slap all of you.
Before I go, I also want to say there's this guy named DZ Brown who put out a project top of the year. It's called Judith. It is phenomenal.
I feel like that's a Tool song or something. Or like Perfect Circle. What? Somebody had a song named Judith. He's random. I'm sorry.
He's from Texas, I believe, but the album is fire. And then I also want to shout out Roddy Ricch. I love Feed the Streets and just Roddy on his wave right now.
Yo.
Heat. Like, shout out to young boy Roddy.
That shit is hard. I feel like I'm about to take my mask off. Yo, y'all need a peep Roddy Ricch, definitely.
So that's my list. What about you?
Mine has a lot of overlaps. I'm glad we agree. I have No Name. I didn't really rank. You guys always get mad at me, but
no, you good.
We don't have to.
Sort of. I'm gonna just. I chose Fetty. I put Young Father's Cocoa Sugar, Vince Staples FM, Brockhampton, Iridescence, Buddy, J-Rock, JPEG, Tierra, Whack, Mick Jenkins, Pusha, Kitsy Ghost, and then I did end up putting Black Panther soundtrack on here. I know you guys are gonna get mad, but I really fucked with it. I think
when it dropped,
it was really good. I played it a lot in my car.
Not that good.
Paramedic is like makes me really happy.
I mean, it's up for a Grammy too, isn't it?
It is, and I just fuck with K-Dot.
There's a lot of good
and
music
J-Rock
on
was
there.
on there, and SZA.
I don't care. The hardest song off of there is Paramedic.
It is. That's what I just said. That was my favorite.
That shit is hard.
That's a Bay Area legendary shit.
Shout out to Bay.
It's just so good.
Okay, since I feel like you and I are the only ones who listen to Cocoa Sugar, tell me why'd you enjoy that album?
I liked that album because the range on it was sick.
Bro.
So, first of all, I mean, they had like some gospel elements, but then it would be very hip hop, and you get like some computerized beats in there. And I like the singing and the raps were cool, like Toy is fucking nuts.
Yeah, Toy. Just
like,
that song's hard.
And it's kind of like punk elements in it too, though. Like the cadence and the delivery, the upbeat shit. I just really fuck with them.
That's
and
what
the project was cool to me. My coworker is a fan of Young Fathers, but he didn't like this album.
Really?
Yeah.
I enjoyed this album too. I feel like because they've always kind of flirted with a lot of different genres. Like you never really know what to put them, and I feel like this album is where they really shined on like perfecting a lot of those things. Like Toy was just straight like experimental, or I'm sorry, not experimental, industrial like hip hop, and then In My View was just like such a epic like ballad. In my view, like such a great song.
I love that song.
The whole album was really just good, and I feel like they shined a lot. I remember I saw them live. So sick.
Me too. I saw them at Amoeba, but you went to the real show.
I went to the real show. Yeah, at the Fonda.
I was afraid to go to the real show because I feel like people get crazy, and I don't want to get hurt.
No, it was chill. It's a bunch of hipsters that don't be doing that.
And
I was at the very front. I was right there. It was chill. No one was doing nothing. Shockingly,
really?
Yeah, everybody was just standing around vibing
Lanes.
out.
Then that's not like that's disrespectful. First, I don't want to be there because I don't want people wilding, but then I also want them wilding because they need to have that stage presence. You know, like
it's a good.
I mean, feed off the crowd. It's always nice when the crowd is really into a show. I don't like people sitting on their phones or all bored.
No, everybody was just more so vibing out. You know, like everybody was rocking with each other. Everybody was like yelling the lyrics and stuff like that.
I feel like their songs are upbeat and fun, and some are kind of rock, so people should like have fun.
It was like a bunch of hipsters that wasn't trying to get their vintage shoes stepped on. So yeah,
they want their preem ripped and
shit.
Yeah,
it's one of those. Yeah, it was a big crowd of that.
All right, well, damn. Yeah, that album was really fun.
I love that.
I listened to that one a couple of times. What else? What other albums do you want to discuss? I really like Brockhampton a lot this year too. I thought it was just like really. Like it had whimsical elements, but I don't know. I just think the production just gets better and better.
Yeah, I feel like hats off to them for scrambling to make a new album after losing their member Amir, and he was such a vital member. I feel because his voice was so cutting.
Yeah,
like his voice was
jarring,
so deep, and it really cut the monotony with a lot of their flows because a lot of their voices are high pitched and a bit softer. So his voice just really like cut through all the beats and really contrasted through everything. But I feel like they did a pretty solid job without him. And yeah.
No, me too. I was kind of like, damn, this could go either make or break.
It really can. Yeah, make or break situation.
And they did it. I love that.
Y'all did it.
They did it.
Y'all pulled it off. I'm opening up the studio.
Not shutting the studio down. Continue on the run.
Y'all did it. Y'all got the cookie.
Oh my god.
All right, what else did you want to talk about?
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say
we have to talk about the albums that had meaning to us. Do we even
Are we
have
doing
time?
that now? Are we transitioning to that?
Yeah, we got time. Last word.
How much time do we have?
How much time we got?
3 minutes?
3 minutes? Fuck.
Go as lightning round.
Quick, ding, ding, ding. What?
I was
Andrea,
just gonna say,
are you
album
ready?
that
Marshall
meant-
Mathers LP, bye.
You said the albums that meant a lot for us.
Yeah.
Mine's just Victory Lap. Period. Off top.
Oh,
like
okay.
that.
We're talking about one of the first albums that meant something to you. That's not one of the first albums.
Like on my fault.
Like when we
You didn't come ready.
No,
okay,
I-
go, Vic,
Someone
go.
did.
I
Okay.
misunderstood the question.
If I was trying to be cool, I would say 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. That's one of my favorite albums. But I'd have to say Lecrae Rebel because that was really influential and like, oh, I can like hip hop and like still be myself. And so I'll just.
Lecrae's Rebel is fire. Fire.
Good
They
one.
fuck with Lecrae
Classic.
so much. I don't know. I have yet to
okay.
discover.
It's okay.
I don't know. I just don't know. It's an ignorant.
No,
thing.
and it's cool. Like he's
have to
grown as an
listen.
artist. He just did a project with Zaytoven, which was dope.
Zaytoven.
Oh yeah, I remember you was talking about that.
And then, but yeah. What was yours, Andrea? Did you say it real quick?
I'll say Marshall Mathers LP because that was just like that time in my life where shit was crazy and I like defended M on a panel at the Grammys for the lyrics. Like,
girl.
Really?
it was me, like
Andrea's
the fans
a legend. You guys
repping.
don't know.
Nah, but it was like GLAAD, you know, the Gay and Lesbian Alliance Against Defamation. They were picking apart his lyrics, so I was like speaking on behalf of the fans, and like I that was like a really important album. I had to really
That's
know well.
dope.
And, like my mom and dad were interviewed too for the LA Times and shit, so they had to read. Like I gave them M's book, Angry Blonde, to like know the lyrics. I was like, see, you can just read this. And see, like, oh, you play famous sex, Dexar? Sorry, okay. Sidebar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah. So that's it. I don't want to take a
Santino?
baby.
Santino, what you got?
Mine is definitely Wu-Tang Clan, 36 Chambers, because it's the album that really got me into hip hop.
I'm so mad I don't have a cool.
It's the album that really got me into
this.
hip hop because I was always around hip hop, like old school shit, like West Coast pop lock and rock it, and even
Pop
like
lock and drop it.
and even like the Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg. My uncles listen to all that shit, so nothing really stood out to me heavy until I heard 36 Chambers, and it was just so raw and so in your face. And they had the Kung Fu movie skits in there. I loved Kung Fu flicks growing up, so that was like done deal for me. I was like, yo, not only are these guys sick at rapping, but they rock with Kung Fu flicks. Like, that's just so ridiculous. Raw. And then that just opened up all the doors to like the rest of East Coast hip hop for me, and like it really shaped who I was growing up. And
Classic
really,
album.
What really got me into hip hop. And to this day, it sounds so fresh too.
It does.
And it sucks that they lost all that equipment because like the imperfections of that album is what makes it so unique. How certain things are out of time and aren't in sync and stuff like that.
Gritty. It sounds so gritty.
So gritty.
They made it in the basement.
Yeah,
like, they literally made it.
It sounds like it was made in the basement, but in a good way. You know.
Like organic.
Love it.
Did you
Reek,
think of
what's
one,
yours?
Reek?
I'll be lying to myself if I don't say this album because it's you got some albums.
Yeah.
Mine's is
Come on, I say mine.
Mine's is Nellyville.
There you go.
Yeah, mine's is
Gotta do
Nellyville.
it.
Like that was the first album that I like really understood all the lyrics. I digested it. I played it back and forth, front to back, and it just made me like that was where I found my confidence. Like, oh, I could do what I want to do in this world. Like,
To get your ego on and shit.
Like Nellyville, Splurge. That song is crazy to me. Like I can, Number One used to get me hyped before my basketball games. Like Number One.
What does it take to
That shit was hard.
He had the Rock the Mic remix on there, I think.
Why did I think of Beanie Siegel? Sorry.
Yo, Beanie Siegel. Hey.
That song was hard.
That's another conversation, Beanie Siegel.
For another day. Sorry, go on. Another
Episode
song.
7.
So yeah, Nellyville definitely.
Nellyville's the one.
Nellyville.
Dilemma was on that one, right?
Yep.
Okay. Because I remember it was like, welcome to Nellyville. And Patti LaBelle was there. And,
Yeah.
You know, they're in the street. Kelly Rowland had like red streaks kind of text on
Yeah, she did
XL
have red streaks.
on the two-way. Yeah, good times. Drawling's like, yup, he remembers. Remember like it was yesterday.
You know, being curious little boys, we went and snuck and saw that tip drill video.
Oh, with
BET
the credit card swipe. Legendary.
BET After Dark. Yo,
uncut.
I was shook. He said. That was some ballin' shit. I was like, yo, I need to be on that shit.
The man was wild, man.
Legendary.
That's a legendary video.
Legendary music video.
That's facts. That's facts. Feel like we need to wrap this up.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's wrap
sad.
it up.
Thank you guys so
Thank you guys.
much for tuning in to the
Thank
very
you
first
guys.
Episode 1. I hope we was entertaining.
Episode 1,
at
Overly
least.
Conversated.
Stick with it.
What's your name again? What's your IG?
Who
What's
am
your
I?
social media?
I'm at Andrea, the number 3 stack. Sorry, my voice has been bugging. I've been fighting a cold. But go.
My name's Santino McNaughton. Once again, you guys can find me on Instagram at Childish Santino, and you can follow me on Twitter at YK Santino. If y'all want to argue, I'm not gonna respond.
Block.
It's Reeks. I had a Twitter. I deleted it like 2 weeks ago again. So you can't find me there.
Stop lying.
Always lying. Just say it. Just say it. Just say the handle.
If you can find my Instagram, if it's somewhere out there, I don't know what it is.
Right.
And you just,
It's at R33KZ.
you can find
Don't
me
let
out here
this
in
man
these streets.
fool
If you got a problem with my opinions, that's where we at. What's up? What's up, B12?
Okay. Mine's Lady V, LADYVIII, 3 I's for high power.
Hey.
But the show is Overly Conversated, OV_conversated.
Got to shout out the page.
So we'll
Yeah,
be
we
there.
have a page
We'll
now.
be
Like,
there.
it's finally
I forgot
happening.
about that.
We're at Dash Radio. We have Instagram.
Drawlix.
Hydro.
Give him the mic. Let him
Follow
say.
me
Let them know who you
at
are.
DJ_Drawlix, DRAULIKZ.
We love you, DJ Drawlix. We love you, Jared, who is filming. We love Delicious Vinyl and Rick.
Shout
Shout
out
out
Delicious.
Delicious.
We love you,
Delicious.
Darion for dealing with
Darion.
our bullshit.
Shout out Darion. I need my charger, Darion.
You ain't never got that
I never got
shit. You
that.
never got the charger.
Nah.
Oh, no.
So Yeah,
yeah, thanks
And
for
we
watching,
just met
y'all.
the homie, the engineer.
yeah. Shout out Crush.
Crush. Thank you, Crush.
I'm not a player, but I crush a lot.
All of that. Crush boy. Boy Crush.
Nah, thanks y'all for tuning in.
No, yesterday, because like my boy Crush. I was like, oh, you got a boy Crush?
Oh, dang.
I was so confused.
You know, you feel what you feel.
Thank y'all for tuning in, though.
Thank you. I hope we weren't boring, and I hope you had fun. And listen to some of the albums we talked about if you haven't.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay, bye.